Next, we're going to move on to the Beethoven Russian folk song on page 293. And this is a really popular Russian folk song that you'll hear a lot. And Beethoven must have heard it somewhere in his travels and decided to set it as a little piano piece for his piano students. It does have a very independent left hand, so let's look at that first. We're in the key of G. Always good to get familiar with your key before you start. And now take a look at the left. Put your thumb on G and get your F sharp prepared. And here we go. G, F sharp, G, and then put a 3 on the B, C, D, and 5 on the G. 2 on the D. Why? Because we want to get back up the octave. 3, 2, 1, 5. And then meanwhile, right hand has a fun little articulated, kind of like a cuckoo, like a bird call. F sharp, don't forget. So let's try that together. Left is always legato. Breathe. Okay, now watch out here in this next section. A lot of people don't get the rhythm quite right. It's a dotted eighth and a 16th, so it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2. And then just straight, and then that repeats 1, 2 E and a 1 and 2. 1 E and a 2. So always subdivide until you absolutely know these rhythms. And that's not going to be for at least a decade, I promise you, of like being able to just sight read different rhythms at the same time in each hand and not have to subdivide. It's just a habit. Most good musicians will subdivide whether they need to or not. So just get in the habit. Meanwhile, left is in a G position. And now cross over F sharp. That 2 there helps you get down to the G position. And now cadence, play an octave, and then the G. So the B section. Measure 12, 13, 14. In measure 14, everyone wants to dot those 2 eighth notes because they're dotted in the phrase that starts at the double bar. But for one reason or another, Beethoven did not dot them. So we have, and then the second phrase, it's just straight eighths. So there is a difference, and maybe it was an error on Beethoven's part, but this is the score we have and what he left us when he died, so we just follow what he wrote.